company Alphabet is down on Wall Street after news European Union officials are going to hit the company with up to an $11 billion fine. The EU says Alphabet abused dominance with its Android mobile operating system. This is part of a growing trend of EU investigations into the U.S. tech giant. And now there's continued pressure from Europe to break up Google, Facebook, and Amazon. To talk more about this and what it could mean for Silicon Valley, we're being joined now by former Commodities and Futures Trading Commissioner and host, of course, of Boom Bust right here on RT, Bart Chilton. Bart, this is the second time that the EU will be levying fines on Google's parent company, on Alphabet. Tell us why this is such a big deal.
Well, the $2.4 billion that they may, it's reported they may fine, it would seem like that's big enough, but the bigger deal for them will be their Android operating system. So if you're buying an Android system, a phone with an Android system, you got Google on it, and that makes it part and parcel to all of the things that Google sells. They're advertising and using Google-related products, Google Chrome, etc. So that could really hurt Google, i.e. Alphabet, if that goes forward. So we'll have to watch this very closely, Manila.
Is that such a bad thing, though? That it comes
well, maybe not from a competition perspective, but from a company perspective, it could be a huge thing for them. So as a consumer, you know, you'd like to choose whatever operating system you would like, and maybe you don't want to use Google. Maybe you want to use Yahoo or something else. And so I'm not making a policy judgment on it, although personally I'd rather have the choice. But from a company perspective, when you look at their stock, et cetera, that's really going to be dependent upon what the EU Competition Commissioner says here and whether or not they change a fundamental part of how Google operates.
Well, I mean, this can go up to $11 billion. I mean, that might be the heftiest fine in history. I mean, a few $billion bucks. Alphabet shares took a tumble because of it. What does this say or do to investor confidence?
Well, if you look at what Google's doing and how they're reacting in the markets, Alphabet taking a hit, but Google, by and large, has been at their highest was earlier this year at about $1,200. They're, I think, $1,235, something like that today. And if you go back maybe 5 years ago, Manila, they were at like $600. So they've doubled in 5 years. I think investors have sort of figured out what's going on here. Google sort of and Alphabet sort of gave us a curtain raiser by releasing and talking about this news here. So maybe we're not going to be so shocked by the decision when it comes down. If it does end up being more than the $2.4 billion, and if they do, the competition regulators, change the way that Google operates, that could be a big deal, and we'll certainly be covering it here on the news and on Boom Bust.
I'm sure you will. But, you know, Bart, this is back-to-back years that fines are being imposed on Alphabet. Their new or newish CEO, Sundar Pichai, he's only held that position since October of 2015. How will these hefty fines affect his role, or will it?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody could have seen that this might have happened. Hopefully, from a company's standpoint, they'll survive this. I don't think there's any doubt that they will. They may be in a diminished capacity. But Google's made some decisions recently that people have been questioning. Most recently, they said they were going to get out of a large defense contract, multiple years of defense contracts for actually positioning drones for warfare, saying that they don't want to be evil, sort of their motto. So lots of investors are questioning where Google is going forward in the future, but looking at this case in the U.S. Competition Commission, that's going to be a huge deal.
So possibly a shakeup, maybe not. We got to sit tight and see exactly how big the fine's going to be before we find out the answer to that. Thank you, as always, sharing your expertise and insight with us. Former Trade Commissioner and host of Boom Bust, Bart Chilton.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.